our last event, and also we call it in Family and Consumer Science Family Gathering, because you are, and we are family here at Morgan, whatever departments you're in, language arts or family and consumer science, social work, whatever, you are a family. So we're going to have a very short program, but today is going to be more fun and eating and just talking, having a great time, like you do at a family gathering. Okay, so first we have Miss Albright. Okay, and she has been a student assistant with us since the very beginning and has done a wonderful job like all our assistants. So she would welcome you to the program.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Albright Penanzu. I'm just here to welcome you guys to our last and final family gathering. I do want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and for all other days that we did attend all our events. I hope everybody has a wonderful time. Thank you.
One of the favorites is the word IRE. Can you all repeat that? IRE. IRE. So I'm going to ask you, how are you doing? In several ways, and you're going to repeat the word IRE. All right, so IRE is a Jamaican word that has no meaning. But what it really means is that there's no meaning in the English language that you can say it in. It's an extreme, over extreme way of saying, I'm really doing very good in all aspects of life. There's no flaw. So when they say Jamaica is IRE, it is saying to you that there's no problem in Jamaica, and that's what you really hear. Jamaica, no problem. The word for that is actually IRE, meaning that we don't care if we're hungry, we're good. And so people think that Jamaicans are always happy. Even when you come to Jamaica and you see someone living in a little hut, you will see that they're smiling. They're accepting life, not the poverty, but the idea that you're alive. And if you're alive, you're IRE. Because if you're gone, there's nothing to celebrate. So it's basically a celebration of life and where you are. And that is what the spirit I want to bring together today. So we're here, and we are here to enjoy life. Life as a community. And what does community mean? It means a group that stays together, shares, love on each other, and respect each other. And so wherever you're from, your language, your background, it doesn't define any of you, because the community is what we look at to build on what we already have. So if you have little, this is much. The community gives you much. If you're from a different religion, we come together and we celebrate whoever your God is. If you are from a different background, language, etc., cultural, we come together, and in any way you want to, we celebrate that. We celebrate differences, and a community is not people who are alike. That's why we're not blood related. We're not alike. We just come with our differences, and we put those differences together and make a community. So the word one is love. You have to love each other. 2, you have to respect each other. And 3, just tell a brother or sister, we're going to make it, whatever that means. Sometimes it's not because you're not doing well academically. Maybe you have other problems. We live in a society where racial issues are always there. And so a policeman might stop one of you coming and you get upset. But if somebody just say, oh, we're going to make it, it's okay. They're saying, as a community, we are going to make it. So I'm not going to be long, so here's our shout out now. I'm going to say walk on, and your answer will be? And if I say anything else, what your answer will be? So I should have done this in the beginning, so I'm just coming in and meeting you all. Walk on.
Amen.
Wanna good?
Amen.
Wanna enjoy yourself?
Amen.
All right then. Bye.
Dr. Howard is our chair of Family and Consumer Science. Will you give us greetings? Thank you so much.
I don't think I need a mic, so I just want to say good evening to everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We actually started the FACS family gathering about 2 years ago because we all had been away because of COVID, and it was with a strategy that we could all come together, faculty, students, staff, and just enjoy one another. You know, as you've already heard, that we are a community. And I love the fact of family that we're together regardless of where we come from, what our background is, how many brothers and sisters we have. You know, we're all together. So I just want to applaud our 3 professors and what they've done this year regarding all the activities, and we're looking forward to hearing more about those activities. So again, I just say welcome, enjoy yourself, and look forward to seeing you again next semester.
Thank you so much, Dr. Howard. So we're going to show a video. Next, we're going to have Monet Regard come up to talk very briefly about financial literacy. Some of you heard her talk in Dr. Gilliam's class last week. So and the card that you have, please read that card.
Hello, everyone. I was privileged to be a part of the SYE, which is the Society of Financial Education and Professional Development Certification Program. And what that program is teaching is about financial literacy. So whether you're a student or just a human being, finances is important in everybody's life. So I would hope that you would take a look at the card that was given to you at the beginning upon your arrival, and consider possibly being a teacher of the financial literacy program because it's much needed. It's been absolutely rewarding for me, and it's a part of a grant that has been granted to Morgan State University. So again, please take a look at the card and look forward to more information that's going to be coming out through Dr. Lindsay. Thank you.
Brief, very brief. We don't want to be like the Sandman on what's the name of that show? I forget. Harlem. What is it? Apollo. We don't want to be the Sandman to pull you away. So very brief. So they can start lining up here.
Yeah, so
And
they
we-
can line up, yeah.
Okay, and then you can get plenty of food, get what you want, and then come back and have a seat, eat your food, relax, and the video will be playing while you eat, okay?
So we hope that you do go to the YouTube and you can watch it on YouTube. But if you see all the activities that you missed, if you didn't come on those trips with us, it was wonderful. And what we want to do now, we're going to do this now because we don't want everybody to leave before we do, because mainly tonight is to thank you all for being here. And first of all, the person we want to thank, who's still videoing, I guess that's what you call it, Brad, because he's on time. We don't have to tell him what we want to be captured, because he does. So all this that you see here were 3 different videos, or 4, whatever number of activities, 5. And what Brandon did was highlight each one. So we have separate videos for every activity. Gifted and talented. Give him a big. And this is how they said in Baptist churches. This is the time of the program that we will thank people, because we want you to see all the people who helped us along the way. Dr. Holland, you're not moving to the students.
Dr. Holland, you can come up a few seconds. We would like to thank Dr. Holland. She's the chairperson, and that's a new term that's been in existence in the last 20 years. She's the chairperson for Family and Consumer Science. And even when we began to write the grant, she was there helping us, pushing us along, telling us that we could do it. And she supported us in everything that we have done in the program. And so we just want to say thank you today. And you just, and not only for the grant, she's a leader of our department, Family and Consumer Science. It was one of the greatest departments at Morgan State University. I'm just saying. Okay. And so we have this book for you, The Black Extended Family, and it's by Elmer P. Martin and Joanne Mitchell Martin. And Elmer was a professor at Morgan State University back in the 80s, 90s, and he was a history professor. Physiology? Sociology. And the students love him. He said, one of the things he said, when I die, I want to be in Kemet when I die. And that's where he died. He went to Egypt and he died in what we call it ancient Kemet. I had gone on that trip before too, but I wasn't with him. But so read this. So we are all about family and family and consumer science, and we kind of forget sometimes. In the Caribbean, the African, and the African American, it's the extended family that keep us going. So thank you so much, Dr. Holland.
I must say it's a pleasure being here to support my colleagues, Dr. Gilliam, Dr. Garrett, and Dr. Lindsay, because they are so easy to work with. I mean, they're hard workers, they get along. Like, I know these two are sisters, but you know, like your family, and I just want to publicly thank you just for your work and all that you have facilitated for students. This has been such a rich experience, and I hope that you will continue to apply, you know, for the grant and give other students the same experience that you've given these students. So kudos to you. You guys are outstanding. Thank you.
I want to just mention, Dr. Lindsay talked about Elmer Martin, but I want to talk about Joanne Martin. Okay. And she was my friend and colleague. She now is the curator and owner of the Blacks in Wax Museum. And if you haven't been there recently, you need to go, because the exhibits have grown and grown and grown. And they're breaking ground, I think, this fall for a whole new venue. And we were so happy to hear that. And we took students there in the fall semester, and students were literally in tears when they walked through the slave ship exhibit, because they did not know. They were in tears at Harriet Tubman. They were in tears at the museums, because they did not know. But now we do know. That's right. And at this point, we want to, there are some students who came to every activity. They were at the opening, they were at African American History Month celebration, they were at Women's History Month celebration, they went to the museum in Washington, D.C., they traveled with us to the Eastern Shore, to the Harriet Tubman Museum, Underground Railroad Museum. We chose 2 students from each of our classes. I would like for my students, for Langdon, Carter, and Layla Downing to come up. And this is our show of appreciation for going with us and enriching the trip because you were there. Thank you so much. And I know that Brandon wants a photo op.
Thank you.
All right, and Dr. Lindsay and Dr. Jerry will call up their students.
All right, so I have some outstanding students. We kind of always compete with whose student is the most outstanding. But for my two students, and they're sitting together, they didn't know that they're going to get a gift today. We have Kyrie, who's in two of my classes, but out. Don't get 1.9. Sometimes you get that. So again, this is just a token for being part of everything that we have done. And you all should have heard his presentation on Monday. Outstanding. And I might get him to read the poem that he did. And then also another outstanding student is Monet Regard. You already seen her. I work with her with the financial literacy. I just can't say. So I know in one class I said, Monet, you have gone beyond the call of duty. It's time to stop now. And so anyway, I thought that you would enjoy this book and some little tokens in there as well. Okay? Okay.
For those who are just coming in, welcome, and there is a lot of food still here. All right, so this is my turn. Unfortunately, one of my students left, but I'll still mention him. His name is John James. He's very curious about the Africa and the African American experience. He shows his interest in class and also on these trips. But several of the students have honors something they're being awarded today. So some of them left. But I do have Marcia Baron. We call her Marcy. Hold on, Marcy. So most people remember Marcy from the African American celebration and her presentation of Sojourner Truth's entire woman. And I do have a third prize for the visitor for me who came to every event. And he's Mr. Theo, but I call him Mr. T. And Mr. T is coming back. So while John is up here, and I have somebody on my left and somebody on my right as well. All right.
Dr. Holland mentioned that Dr. Lindsay and Dr. Jared and I were easy to work with. I hope that for real. But we were able to come together and pull everything together. But we didn't do it by ourselves. We had a wonderful staff of students and Morgan employees who worked with us. Everything we asked, they did. And what I liked about, they had the same passion for this grant that we did and for all the activities. And so we want to award them tonight with our little token of appreciation. And we have gift cards for all of them. And I have them in order, y'all. And I'm being in the dialect now. But my order is gone. So I just want, when I call them up, and some of them are still in the kitchen working because they've been working, then I want them to please come up and stand so Brandon can get his photo up. And you come up with, after I call your name. Hala, Kamara. Bernard, who is not here, Bernard, is a graduate student here at Morgan State University, and he works with Dr. Lindsay as her graduate assistant. Look at the YouTube to see what he said. He's from Nepal, and he said he went to 2 trips, and he learned why we as African American people are still fighting, and it's unfortunate that we are. But we love to have him along. He gives a wonderful testimony. Please, he's not here right now, so you will. Kanika, alumnus of Morgan State University, and she has been on every trip, and she told us, you don't have to give me anything, but we are, because she is wonderful. Thank you, Kanika. Stand up. Autumn Cole. Where's Autumn? Okay. See, I told you she's in there working. Albright. Each of us had individual assistants. This is my individual assistant, and she assisted among assistants. She is her leadership qualities. She's gonna go far, and I'm gonna be looking at her from afar and knowing that she's gonna be doing well. And everybody, most of my students know this, and I don't want to cry.
She's good, everybody.
Yeah,
she
I'm good.
is.
I had surgery this semester, so a lot of activities I wasn't here.
And she was you.
But this young lady took over. And I didn't have to feel that I was lacking in my duties because she took over my duties. And I love her just like a daughter because she has treated me that way in her assistantship.
So why is family consumer science important to you?
Family consumer science is important to me because it's a part of everyday life in almost every aspect in life, from human development, teaching, family needs, basic human needs, nutrition, all those different things are incorporated in family consumer science. So just about any aspect of life, like you're gonna be using something that related to family and consumer science in some sort of way.
And why is it important to have family consumer science related events as this event we're attending right now?
I feel as though it's very important for people just to learn. A lot of people aren't really familiar with a lot of family consumer science, and they're not familiar with the different things that they cover during these events, whether women history, Black history, or just the family gatherings, just getting people together just to learn a few things, hear a few different people speak, and hear some different perspectives, and have opportunity just to learn and grow.
And why Morgan State versus any college or university?
The experience here I feel, is very different from something that you would get anywhere else, especially being at HBCU. Having African Americans around you all the time, not just your peers and students, but also the staff. The family consumer science department is almost all Black women. That was very important to me. It was very helpful to me. They truly cared about me. They care about their students, and they try to help you as best as they can. They don't just assign you things and just let you go on about your way. They actually try to direct you in the right direction as best as they can. Or if you're not too sure about certain things, like myself, my career path, I wasn't certain on exactly what I was going to do, but they, showed me different avenues and different things that I could, get into, and just, allow me to experience more, and I grew as a person.
Why is family consumer science important to you?
Family and consumer science is important to me because, to me, it's the basis of humanity. Without other people, nobody would be here. We all need others to survive, and it's important that in an individualistic society that we remember that it's the community that gets us to achieve our common goals, supports us, and will always be there for us to rely upon them when we need help. Nobody can achieve anything alone, and it's important to remember that, and that's why the Family Consumer Science program is so important, because it gives us the ability to understand how our community is functioning, and it also gives us the ability, once we have that knowledge, to make our community a better place.
The FACS department hosts many events like the one we're attending now. Why is it so important to attend these events?
Events like the family gathering, which we're at now, and all the other events that they host, it gives students and professors time to bond outside the classroom. And we all understand how important it is to build bonds and strong bonds with people. So giving each other the opportunity to learn each other outside the classroom, it makes the learning environment in the classroom a lot easier.
And why Morgan State versus any college in our country?
I think when you come to Morgan State, you get a genuine family, you get support, you get love. I feel like when you come to Morgan State, you're just not a number. And to anybody out there looking to pick a school, Morgan State is the place to be, and Morgan forever.
Family and consumer science important to you?
Family and consumer sciences is very important to me because family and consumer sciences is such a broad major. There's so many opportunities that are connected to family and consumer sciences. And the world and communities are built up of families. And so we need to understand the ecosystems. We need to understand how families operate. And formerly, family and consumer sciences was known to be home economics. However, it is now family and consumer sciences and very much inside of high schools and taught everywhere.
And why are family consumer science related events like this one we're attending important?
Very important because, once again, our communities are based on families. And we need to be able to teach about our African American history. And from inception, you know, we were all connected as a family. So these events are very, very important because they help us to understand what our heritage is and our culture is.
And why Morgan State versus any other college in the country?
What? Morgan State University is the best HBCU out there. Anybody that's looking forward to coming to college, choose Morgan State University. I am sure you'll be just as happy as I am. I've learned so much here at Morgan State. I am a senior, and I am looking forward to graduating, and I'm looking forward to moving forward in life, all because of Morgan State University.
So why is family consumer science important to you?
How long have you been there?
I would say that family consumer science is important because it provides an opportunity to understand in depth the nuances, let's say, of the family and what it takes to have a viable family unit, and how, let's say, a family can be supportive of each one of its members, ensuring the security, let's say, of said member, as well as security of the entire family. This course helps to provide a platform and a foundation, guidelines and a roadmap into understanding, and again, knowing and relating to those nuances that are critical to the successful development of the family unit.
And why are these FACS-related events important?
Well, it gives an opportunity for the exchange, let's say, of thoughts and ideas, and for people to come together and share, let's say, experiences as it relates, let's say, to, the family unit, and to cultures and peoples as a group, and how, let's say, you have people of the diaspora coming, let's say, from various backgrounds and parts of the world and parts of this country, coming together to share cultural, let's say, thoughts and ideas, language, let's say, diets and dance, and again, just a great cultural exchange and opportunity for people, again, to come together for, again, just a great cultural exchange and to share with one another, let's say, that which is different, but also that which we have in common as a people and as a group.
And why Morgan State University versus any university or college?
Morgan State University has a storied history, a storied past, in the support, and certainly in the evolution of black people, it has been a unique player with regard to preparing our people and our community for positions of leadership throughout the world. It has always been, let's say, an instrumental part of our community and bringing forth that talent necessary to ensure, let's say, that not only we survive, but that we thrive as a people. Morgan State University is very, very, very dynamic in that regard, and it continues to be a beacon of light and hope for our community. And may it forever, let's say, continue to provide that essential, let's say, education and services to our community. It was like a commercial, wasn't it? Okay.
It's the foundation of all life. We learn everything at its onset from the family, and I believe that the family is extended throughout the whole community.
And why are these FACS-related events important?
These are important because it teaches us how we are to gather and get together as a community. When we come together there, we're from all different cultures and all different communities. And so when we come together to these events, it's like an example of what we should be doing in our communities or at home in our particular families.
And why Morgan State University versus any other college?
Why Morgan? I have a nostalgic admiration for Morgan. I've been coming to Morgan since 1972. As a matter of fact, my family was one of the first families that integrated right across the street in Morgan when I was 13 years old, and I've always had my mind for this historically black college to come here. I was able to matriculate, and now I'm a graduating senior. So Morgan is my heart, and I love Morgan. I will tell everybody, come to Morgan. They will embrace you as family.